won't.
Well, also because I don't know, like as far as like copyright goes.
Yeah, yeah. If it is, yeah, like if it is not like,
Hey, live. Hello.
where you going?
We're going on a train ride. So that is where we're heading right now.
So it's your first trip.
This is my first train ride, and I'm super excited about it. Like, really excited about it.
So what are you expecting?
I hope scenic views that are really nice through the countryside. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, that is what I'm hoping
So how does it feel to go on a trip, like a rail trip?
for. It feels good. Sometimes well, for me, I'll say for me, like I always think about going bigger or wanting to travel to bigger places, but I decided, like a thought came to me, and I was like, you know what? Starting small, like starting with the small trips and then going bigger is a better idea. So trying this first train ride and seeing if I actually like it is going to be the way to go. Yeah.
So what are your expectations on this trip? What are you expecting?
Just peace and scenery. That's pretty much it. And for us to enjoy time together as well. And peace and scenic views and just for it to be relaxing. So yeah. Those are my expectations.
In half a mile, turn right onto West Northwest Loop 323.
So do you think people can get into trips business? The kind of business? What is it so?
No, I wouldn't say it's business. It's more pleasure than business. Just take a trip, enjoy your time. Yeah.
So you have to have time to
At the
whatever.
light, turn right
So
onto
how do
West
you do
Northwest
that?
Loop 323.
When you have a lot of responsibilities.
To plan a trip?
Yeah.
Well, you find ways to work around it. Like for us, this Saturday, even though we have different schedules, like we squeezed in the time. So just planning, really. I'm scared of
How long have you?
like the copyright.
Huh?
I don't know how that stuff works.
Just cut off the music because some music is not allowed to be played.
Yeah.
So
Continue on
how
West
long have you
Northwest
been
Loop
planning
323
this
for
trip?
6 miles.
Well, we planned it like a week in advance because it's just a small trip and we'll be back the same day. So yeah. So just a week in advance. Yeah. Not too far ahead, just a small trip, but it's a 4-hour train ride, so we shall see if we actually like it. So because we've never done it before, it's just really like excitement to see what it's gonna be like. If we'll book another train trip that's maybe a little bit more extravagant, we just have to see. We have to wait and see.
So concerning trips, do you like to go trips on water, by plane?
Well,
So what is
never
your
been
best
on a plane before, so I do like trips on the water, but well, that depends because I don't think I'll ever do a cruise. Like I don't think I ever would. But to to just do like a boat ride, like to go and plan to be on a boat in the water for a little bit of time, that's okay. But yeah,
So you prefer like a road trip or trail trip, kind of.
yeah, I love a good road trip, but that could be because I am comfortable in that space, taking like road trips because yeah, I'm used to road trips. And that could be the reason why.
So what's the difference between the water trip and road trip? So you don't, there's no enjoyment on water, or you have to be having a part on water
I think there's
in
a lot
order to enjoy.
I think there's a lot of enjoyment on water, but
But there's no sceneries to watch.
but the water is peaceful, like the waves just being out in that atmosphere is like really beautiful.
Maybe it's just an experience, like you see it in a
Yeah.
private
It's an experience.
kind of environment.
But being out in the water, like
Because there's no
amongst the
thing
water,
unless you've gone like places where like there's like an island on the water.
mhm.
Maybe that will make a difference. But just on water, it's just like a quiet environment. Unless you go for this party cruise, boat
Yeah.
cruise. So what do you prefer? To go just to look at water, or boat cruise?
No, not a boat cruise. I think being out in the middle of nowhere on a boat, I haven't worked up the nerves to do something like that. So
So you need to get someone else.
yeah.
Like how much nerves?
Maybe like 75%, 85% more nerve built up. Yeah. That's what I would say.
So you prefer going on on a road trip.
Yeah, road trips are nice, and I hope we can do more in the future. No, we are going to do more in the future, but we're gonna do many more in the future. I want to visit like all the national state parks. I think that would be so fun, and it's so scenic. I love scenery. I love beautiful natural nature-filled scenery. Yeah.
So it's better. The best trip is to drive yourself on a trip, like to enjoy, to see adventure, to make stops, and eat stuff on the. And in time you feel like you want some. So that's the best trip, you say?
I think that's the best trips, but I could be wrong because, like I said, I've never flown before. Like I've never been on a plane before. I haven't taken a cruise before, so there's still a lot to explore before I can just say like. But for now, I do love road trips because of all the things you said. Like it's
About that.
yep.
Looks good. What are they doing over here?
They're building a car wash. They're building a car wash. They're building a Brooks Brothers. Oh, they got the coffee shop over here now.
Already made.
Yeah. It's
So-
already made. It's not open yet, but.
Okay, back.
And a Chick-fil-A. We are coming up, okay? We're coming up on this side.
This is the rich neighborhood. Mine
Yeah,
is
it's
coming
been a
this
really-
side. In the north, this is west.
This is kind of like. Where are we? This is kind of like still north. Maybe northwest. Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
just feel a little bit getting there, but I'm not fully. I'm not fully in it until we get maybe over there and we see like
Yeah, see what everything is like.
how it works like, how it moves like. So, maybe I've never been on it.
Yeah,
No,
have you been on a train before?
I've been on water, but I've never been on a train. That sucks.
Well, now we're exploring, so that's a good thing.
So I've never been on the water. But that's how it goes.
Well, somebody has our car.
Yeah. That's your car?
Mhm.
Tell him to give back your car.
I wouldn't want it in that color though. It's like it's
like
not
a
black,
regular
it's like
car.
smoky gray. Yeah. Okay, I think we need to move
So how long is gonna be the drive? Like for
We have about 50 minutes left.
to reach on the train?
Yeah, to
In
reach
a quarter mile,
reach
turn
the
right onto State
destination of
Highway
the train.
155 South.
So
To reach the destination of the plane.
so the train is gonna be like how many hours?
It's a 4-hour train. So, and we'll have a layover in
Turn right onto State Highway 155 South.
Rusk. So, yeah.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
Continue on State Highway 155 South for 41 miles.
Let's see.
People like to enjoy like the trip. Sometimes it's hard to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
People have plans, but sometimes it's hard to execute the plan.
That's
So,
true. Yeah.
what advice do you try to give people? Do you have to encourage them or advise them how to spend money, how they can get into like fun? Because life, sometimes we work hard, or sometimes even we don't even enjoy even what we work for. So what kind of advice would you like to give out to somebody who's willing to, even though he's trying to make a simple trip?
Mhm.
So what kind of advice can you lay out?
Well, I would say the first advice is don't let your circumstances limit you. And what I mean by that is if you know that you can't afford like a big fancy trip, that's okay. Like that was one of the discoveries that I made. Like instead of trying to go big and say, oh, I'm going to save up all of this money and plan a trip, instead just stay within your means and explore and then move up to the next step. So if you can only afford a simple train ride trip, or there's something in the town that you live in or somewhere close to where you live, plan that, experience that, and be happy in experiencing that. And then once you get used to it, then move to the next step of planning a bigger trip.
So can you break it down like to the humble man, to the humble woman, or an humble beginner person, like somebody who has no car, somebody maybe who has a bike, somebody, how could they make adventures like within their premises?
Mm-hmm.
So can you break it a little bit to simplify? Because when we talk about trips, what can come in mind, it's big money, you know. So if somebody there would like to have a small like fun within, most of us we live in communities, even when we can make a simple trip, but it's hard because of like the thinking that it requires a lot of money.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice can you pass out to somebody in that kind of situation?
Yeah, change your perspective. Look at what's right in front of you instead of looking at what's further than you. Look at what's right in front of you. So, like you were saying, if you have a bike, or like if you only have your car and you don't have a lot of money, how can you make that trip to the park, or how can you make that trip, or that walk down the street? Like, how can you change your perspective and make it a beautiful thing, you know? Or if you have to ride the bus, how can you make that bus experience a beautiful experience? It's really about changing your perspective. Because sometimes we'll get stuck, and even me, we'll get stuck in saying things like, oh, well, this is not going to be what I want it to be, or this is not the way I wanted it, or planned for it. But just changing that perspective and outlook, if you're taking that bike ride, we have the internet now. How can you make that bike ride, or take a scenic route where that bike ride can be better? And sometimes it's not even about doing all the planning or having all the steps. When are you going to actually step out and do the thing? If going back to the bike, if you have a bike and you're like afraid or saying, I don't know the routes to take, sometimes it's not going to happen, or you're not going to know how to maneuver it until you just get on the bike and go ride it and figure it out, So just start where you are and change your perspective.
Yeah, it could be, maybe you can take a bus, but I think it goes back like the way we plan about it. Maybe sometime you can take a taxi or a bus to reach the place you really want.
Yeah.
And then you start from there. But it doesn't cost like too much, but it just costs like your belief, if I can do it.
Yeah.
If I can reach this goal, if I can plan ahead of this, maybe I'll go by bus, maybe I'll go by a taxi, I'll go by plane,
Yeah, that's
sometimes we have a big like a big picture, but if we need to phrase it in a simple terms, that I can do it in a simple way, because I've seen it. There are many places I don't know even here. I've lived here like how many years? 5 years, but there are many places I've never reached.
Yeah.
And it come to my mind and say, why can't you just try to give it a try?
Yeah.
So whatever you're trying to do, give it a plan, and just go in for that. Don't care what the result could be, but as long as you reach at least we can achieve that or attain that. So there are many people are thinking about like the plane.
Change that perspective. You may not be able to take a plane ride.
And most of the plane is costly. That's a big thing. So you can start with walking to your premises, to the area you feel like this is gonna be comfortable for me. I'm not bothering nobody. So don't think about having too much. Most time we think about having I have to be more fancy. I have to be. I have to. We have this kind of thing. I have to be looking like this. I need to be having this kind of clothing, this kind of shoe. If I'll be undermined about this if I don't do this. So if we get over that, just start simple and you get a trip. So we bless God that we are going to. I've never been on a train trip though. I've never been on train. I've been on water. I've been on a plane, but I've never been. It's so shocking, but now I'm trying to get another experience of a train. That's how it goes. Just keep us in prayer and everything's gonna be well. So, you have something else to say?
Yeah, because that a scripture came to mind for
Uh-huh.
that,
Uh-huh.
and the scripture is Luke 16:10.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So that scripture just kind of speaks to me in
That
this
was Luke
moment.
what?
Luke 6:61:10. I'm sorry, 16:10. Luke 16:10.
Luke 16:10.
Yes, Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much. But how are you working your way up to those things? I'm gonna do what I want to do. When perspective, I'm gonna do what I want to do. When perspective, sometimes it can get you in a really rough spot. So just appreciating the small trips, like the car rides, or the bike rides, and then appreciating that and enjoying it, finding a way to enjoy it wholeheartedly, and then you'll reach those next steps of bigger trips.
Talking about trips, how could let me just call them born again Christian believers? Because if you talk about Christian,
Mm-hmm.
there are people who are so spiritual
Mm-hmm.
that they cannot even get into such a thing that is so evil. Having a trip is evil. So what do you talk about that? Because I've seen many like born again believers. There are things they call like that is evil. If you take a trip, if you do this, can be evil. So how could you elaborate on that, on about people think about people's perspective about like having fun as a believer?
Something that I always pray to the Lord about is, Lord, bless me for my eyes to be able to see and my ears to be able to hear. That's a personal prayer for me, because even on this drive right now, seeing life is meant to be enjoyed, and you do it in a way that feels comfortable to you. So if, like for me, some people may say this is boring. Some people may say this is not my speed. But for me, when I think about a vacation, I think about somewhere that's peaceful, somewhere that's serene, scenic. But for other people, they may see it as boring. So maybe it's just once again, their perspective on what they think a trip is, or what they think, or how they think it should be. For me, this is peaceful. This is allowing God to do that very thing I pray for my eyes to see and my ears to hear. So I would also say, spend some time with the Lord and ask Him, Lord, fill my heart and show me, allow me to see your beauty, and allow me to see being out in a way that is peaceful, that honors you, and take it from there. That's what I would say.
Yeah, because I've had many Christians, especially born at
It's beautiful. The Lord should be glorified for this.
yeah.
Look at the birds. Look at those birds are singing praise. All of this is beautiful. So I would say spending some time with the Lord, telling Him to speak to your heart, let your eyes see through a different lens.
This is like Palestine.
Yes.
So yeah, because I know a lot of Christians. They can, some of these kind of things is like evil, but God has given us life to enjoy. Find things we can find out things we like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Some people don't like trips. Some people like to go to games. Some
Yeah.
people like to go to movies, food. So they are
Yeah.
as children of God. It is not about like you're gonna be maybe like me or like us. Like you have to have fun in a different way.
Yeah.
So you find your way, your simple ways, so that you can enjoy. You can enjoy life.
This is so pretty.
It doesn't mean that you have to take a trip. There are many people who can even fear. You say your mom cannot even take a trip on a plane.
Yeah, she
Yeah, yeah. You see such people. There are people who could not even have fun.
And I
on
want to
a
go on a plane. I just haven't reached that level yet. That's that. I do want to go on a plane trip.
Maybe you need to plan fast.
Yes.
So, but we could still have fun in our simple means. It doesn't mean that we have to have a lot of money. It doesn't mean that we need many people, friends, to go on a trip, because those are things which are challenging us.
Yeah.
Or you find right people who could speak in your mind about different perspective of life. But life is not a limit. We limit God and we limit ourselves. And sometimes we say God does not even work,
Yeah.
because of the bigger pictures we got. Like the verse you say, if God has trusted you with some,
Little.
just be happy with some, whatever we have, and bless God for that until He blesses us with big things. So we urge you us that everything will be fine. Will be fine as a child of God. Find things you like, value them, pray about them, find the right people to talk to. Even that's another thing. Some of us, we don't want to. There are many Christians who don't want to entertain with nobody. But our blessings are in those kind of people. Our blessings are in people we don't even want to interact with. So if we don't reach out to those kind of people, it's hard even God to reach out to us. So try to be flexible. Don't be hard on yourself. Sometimes we get so hard. I was so hard on myself. So hard. The only thing, go to church, go back home. Go to church. But if we come out of ourselves, God work in a mysterious way. There's that verse, God work in a mysterious way. So God can still help you to reach your goal, even when you are not reaching a goal with a Christian person. Maybe God is gonna lead you to that person, and you're gonna preach to him, you're Jesus. So, having said that, let's go on the trip. I'll catch up with you later. Have a blessed day. I pray that God give you peace and mind, and you enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
I know some places it's already night. Some places is daytime. But I hope everything is gonna be right with you, well with you, and take courage and take heart. May God bless you. Have a blessed day.